Now, the rest of the story.
Welcome back, everybody. It has been brought into my attention that I haven't done a cow update video in a while, so I figured we just go ahead and get to it. I hauled out a couple culls, C-U-L-L-S, and I ended up taking Big Berta, a cow with a busted hoof, and then Dum Dum. If you guys remember Dum Dum, I mean, you could be 100 feet on the other side of the gate and minding your own business, and she'd be in here doing circles. She made the mistake of running onto the trailer with the two other cull cows. So guess what? That wasn't a very hard decision to make. And I don't think I've really talked about him. On my Instagram, I think I did post a video about him, but I got a little red calf. The only downside, the biggest downside, is the fact that it is a bull. That white tag means that it's a bull calf. Blue tags mean that they're heifers. He's not quite so friendly anymore. When he was first born, he actually was in here chasing me around, which is perfectly fine. It's just that once they get old enough, they get a little bit more leery around you. And to be quite honest, as long as they don't get, you know, stupid leery where they're running into the gates and fences and whatnot, it really doesn't bother me too much. And one thing that is bothering me, okay, this is one of my original two. This is the one that was bought as a feeder heifer, was meant to be fattened out, and out of all of them, I kept her. The reason I kept her is this right here. She's mellow, she's quiet, she throws very good calves. I mean, she throws beautiful calves, to be honest with you, when she's matched with the right bull. And all the black cows that are in here are going to be put in with my parents, that black Angus bull. And then I'm getting you guys seasick here. All of the red cows, plus there's 6 down at my place, going to be hauling up. One of them just calved, but then all of the red cows are going to be bred by Rocky. I mean, that is the point, that is the goal. A little worried that Rocky is not doing his job, because that's gonna be the next topic I talk about. My herd is all kind of sporadic and spread out in regards to calving. I should be pretty well done by now. It is, I shouldn't be done by now. I should be pretty well finishing up by about the first, maybe second week of June. I have 5 calves, 6 if you want to include the one that was stillborn, didn't make it. So 6 out of the, was it 18 cows I currently have right now. I'm a far cry from where I should be. Only problem is I do know that I had a handful of them, which is obviously probably skewing my numbers, that didn't calve until late summer last year, which means that if they got bred again last fall, which they are very likely that they did because they were in with the bull until December. Basically, it boils down to, if I want to know for certain, I'm my old tan heifer. She hasn't calved yet. Should be a first calf heifer if she was bred. The only way I'm going to know for certain is if I get the vet down here and preg check them. The 2, well, technically 3. I guess I don't know which one had the stillborn. So there's 1, 2, 3 at least that are down here that are in this lot here, that are going to be open at least. So the rest of them, either they're open or they have yet to have calves, and I kind of want to know which one's which. The 3 that I took down to my place, they have had calves already. They are an assortment of the 3 bred, 3, I say this right here. It was the 3 cows that I've had that had calves. So I do know that they are able to produce calves and whatnot. I'm trading those 3 for 3 of the red cows, my dad's. So then I'm transitioning in the best, not the best way, probably the easiest way, the simplest way I can right now, and transitioning to a full red herd of cows. I'm still going to have some black cows because that one I just showed you, No, she's staying in my herd. Her calves, she actually has 2 calves in here that I will be keeping. But the plan is to really just focus on the red cows with a few, few of the blacks peppered in here. The big thing is just trying to get them all synchronized up again. And my biggest complaint right now, maybe complaint isn't the best way to say that. The biggest thing that I feel that we have to work on, or I have to work on in my operation, is my cow herd. They all need to be poured, which I was planning on doing that when I run them through the chute. I'm going to re-tag everybody, so I'll have fresh tags. They'll be poured. Anybody that gives me any reason whatsoever that they're done, they need to be called, I will call them, because the call market is actually up. I've actually made good money off those 3 that I sold for what they were. And I have the 8 heifers of mine that are currently down at my place where I live. So I mean, my cow herd is growing. Culling out some of the older ones is definitely the right thing to do, so at least you're getting something for them versus letting them just expire. But I would like to improve genetics, improve overall herd health, possibly run them through the chute, at least maybe twice a year, but get to where we're back to getting a consistent crop of calves. The only thing that makes me, I'm sorry if you're watching this, the only thing that makes me feel a little bit better about that is I am hearing that some guys are actually having issues with calving this year. Not saying that's a good thing at all, but it's in regards to my herd. If isn't something there as to why I'm not seeing the calves I really should be seeing, because last year you saw Ryan had the bull issues. A lot of those cows that were open for my brother last year have either calved again, or they were checked as pregnant. But if I can get up to, not even to put a number on it anymore, but if I could get up to what we can manage, or I can manage for my own herd, and what I mean by that is feed availability, pasture use. I'm not even so much worried about having pasture, because I'll keep them on creed all summer. I mean, they're doing all right out here, to be honest with you. If you just got to be able to put decent feed in front of them. I mean, the biggest thing that would help me there is if I could chop hay, which I'm not going to chop hay, corn, nothing. Chopping is behind us. We just talked about it again the other day, that the idea of going back to chopping, the further we get away from it, the less and less interest we have with doing it. If we had a wrapper, if we had access to a wrapper, and start doing more the silage, the baleage, and that would really take a lot of stress off of us, just in regard to the fact that we would be able to cut, with a little bit more guarantee, or at least be a little bit more certain that, or cut with confidence, knowing that if we cut it, let it lay for a day, and then bale it the 3rd day. So you cut, wait, bale, have a little bit of that moisture in it, and actually have some good quality, higher quality feed to the cows, because we know it works, because the cows eat it like it's candy, and more or less go that route. I like having cattle around. I really do. I like having a cow herd. I want a cow herd. It's just feeding round bales works for us. I don't want to have to deal with the TMR, having to start a tractor up every day, feeding them every other day. I mean, I'd like to get my hands on a few more bale feeders, to be honest with you, because, well, they got kind of sparse there in the last year or two, and I think they're just now starting to get some around. But having more hay feeders around, so you're the turds there that are headbutting each other, even though there's plenty of room. But with the grass hay that I got, I seeded down 5 acres of actual grassy alfalfa, and I would wrap that if it was the option. I mean, dry hay and set it outside works, but when it gets weathered, you do start to lose feed value in that top few inches, and that top few inches of the bale, that actually does add up to a fair amount of weight of feed that, or tonnage of feed that you're losing per bale. So being able to feed them, you know, decent hay and not have to worry about the rain quite so much. Which I hate to admit, because we did last year too, don't get me wrong. I hate to admit it, but we actually could use some rain. We've been getting spoon fed, not enough. I mean, we were supposed to get a ½ inch rain last night. We didn't get it. I guess they got it north of us. They're calling for another chance of rain, I think Tuesday. Today is Friday. I say that because I'm not really sure. I mean, they're all just, you know, it's just another day anymore. But to try to get our hay started about June, it would be the goal here. I was just asked, my buddy Ryan asked me when I was going to start making hay, and the valley doesn't look too hot. I haven't done any updates on it, which by last year, how many I do? Like a dozen by now. But Dad and I went down there last week, and it looked rough. It had been frostbit, so you can tell that the tips of the leaves of the grass were bit. And then, believe it or not, it was dry. What are you doing? Where you could actually tell that the grass was struggling because it's been so dry. So I'm hoping another week with a little bit of moisture it did have, wasn't much, and the heat and everything else. My goal is in another 2 weeks minimum, because I still have to go through all of our haying equipment. I'm talking disc bind, second baler, tedder, and then I haven't done anything as far as with the planting equipment as far as putting it away, because for those of you that watch the channel, I don't like putting the planting equipment away until I'm certain we don't have any replant. I've had to pull the planter back out after having it all cleaned up and put away to replant. Was it 65 acres? Didn't enjoy it. Don't want to do it again ever. So it's pretty much just waiting to see how it comes up out of the ground, because it is still coming up. I think a lot of it is it just needs a little bit of rain. The ground needs to be softened up, and we need the rain to help facilitate the germination on everything that has been planted in the last like 3 days, which it's all been put into moisture. Don't get me wrong. I got it down to where it's able to germinate, but it's how well it can grow after that. So yeah, the cows are still here. Am I going to do more with the cows going forward? Yeah. They're getting their summer coats. They're starting to shine. They're starting to look pretty. Really thinking I need to just get the vet here and see who's worth keeping around. Because hay is hay. I can sell hay. Especially if the way the corn prices were and people start spraying off hay ground, and hay gets valuable. And I can roll this, believe it or not. Now you guys, my camera probably isn't picking it up, but I can definitely see the green rows. So corn bean updates yet to come. But until next time, take care, take it easy, keeping. I'll talk to you guys later.